This anime is about a lonely loser named Eiji, who, with the help of a freshman girl named Rin, create a high school harem for him. During a normal school day, Eiji is approached by a lost young girl asking for directions to the theater club. To the girl's surprise, Eiji claims that he is currently the only member of the club as well as its president, and says he will show her to the room. Upon opening the door to the room, however, the girl finds that the club is full of people and is approached by its actual president. The president scolds Eiji as it is not the first time he has played games with girls' hearts, and proposes that the nervous freshman girl who has introduced herself as Rin be auditioned for the club in that very moment. After handing Rin a script, the president acts out his part and waits for Rin to do the same. And to everyone's surprise, Rin turns out to be an amazing actor as she plays the role of Juliet almost flawlessly. While everyone is complimenting Rin and welcoming her to the club, Eiji can't help but stare at her and decides to tell her of his dream of having a harem while they are in gym class. Upon hearing this, Rin starts to act out all of the different personalities found in a harem, such as the tsundere with twin tails type, the bold type, and when she acts out the shy type, Eiji points out that the acting was a little too good for it to not be from experience. He calls Rin cute, causing her to blush harder than a shy vampire at a blood bank. Rin continues to act out the different personality types as they walk home together, and Eiji asks her for advice on how to act out the cool, uncaring type because he knows that is what girls are attracted to. But the cool and uncaring Rin can't advise him as she is only acting and does not know how to actually block out emotions. With that being said, she does smile at Eiji once he decides to give up on it and stick to his current personality. Rin is worried about Eiji the next day because he is not eating lunch, and he tells her he has to finish the painting before the day of the festival. To his surprise, however, Rin turns on the tsundere and offers to feed him some of her food. Eiji is still reluctant, and so Rin turns on the too cool, uncaring type to try to convince him. But to her surprise, the tables turn on her when Eiji brings out some cat ears and paws for her to wear. As Eiji calls Rin cute and saying she reminds him of the girl from Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro, he realizes that he misplaced his cell phone that he planned on taking pictures of Rin with. This gives Rin an idea, though, and she thinks this will be her opportunity to get his phone number if she calls it for him. She tries to ask for his number without acting, but finds she is too nervous and has to use the bold girl personality to get the words out. She went a little overboard with the bold type and uses the tsundere to balance it out, allowing Eiji to give her his number. To the young girl's bewilderment, her senpai does not hang up and chooses to have a conversation over the phone with her, even though they are in the same room. Rin finds Eiji alone in the theater room later, and she asks him for help on her art homework, as he is good at it. Eiji says okay, but only under the condition that she ask him again while using the too cool, uncaring type. Although Eiji blushes harder than a tomato at a chili festival when she followed his instructions, he finds that her art skills are extremely bad. After saying that even he might not be able to help her, Rin suddenly acts out a new personality type called the spoiled girl, which makes Eiji go crazy, and he ends up redoing her whole art piece himself. Later that day, the scriptwriter for the theater club scares everyone with a horror story, and Eiji has to stay behind with Rin while she changes because she is still too scared to be alone. To tease him, though, Rin expresses how scared she is using the spoiled girl type and saying she wishes that Eiji was in the room with her. This once again makes Eiji go crazy as he bangs on the door, but it makes Rin really happy that she is able to get these reactions out of him. The next day, Rin comes to pick up a sleeping Eiji as the theater club is about to start. She is blushing and nervous as she talks, but Eiji still is not waking up even after she whispers in his ear, and so she resorts to act out the spoiled girl, causing Eiji to wake up immediately. Upon waking up, however, he notices that Rin is holding his hand, and she nervously claims that it was the other girls that were playing a prank on him in order to hide her embarrassment. While taking a break from the club activities, Eiji tells Rin that he wants her to be his new phone wallpaper, as he is tired of looking at the president's crimson chin face. Rin proceeds to act out various personalities for the wallpaper, but is too flustered to hold them long enough for Eiji to take the picture. The president then walks in, and Eiji quickly tells him of the situation as well as asking him to show Rin how it's done. The president then makes a funny face, causing Rin to start laughing, and Eiji takes the opportunity to capture her genuine laughter. As they walked home together later, the duo bond over how bad they did on their midterm exams. But this time, it was Eiji's turn to turn on a new personality. After watching the quintessential quintuplets, Eiji makes Rin blush redder than a lobster in a sauna as he turns on the cool tutor personality while gazing in her eyes while promising to teach her something new each time they met. Rin finds herself in the middle of a cooking competition the next day between Eiji and a member of the cooking club named Sue. It's explained that Sue is currently up by 1 point, and if Rin chooses Eiji's dish, the score will be tied. As Rin is trying both dishes, she thinks about what it will mean for her and Eiji's future together if she does not choose his dish. Her nervousness causes her to go overboard and completely devour both Eiji and Sue's lunches, but is able to correctly choose Eiji's dish in the end. Now that the score is tied up, Eiji asks her to bring out the spoiled personality to decide who will ultimately win, but Rin blushes and refuses to do so, as her different personalities are for his eyes only. It is 2 days before the festival, and Eiji is showing Rin the different outfits he'd like her to wear based on each personality. When Rin asks him what he'd like her to wear when she is just her normal self, he answers that she'd look good in anything, and likes the idea of her wearing sweatpants and a simple t-shirt. Rin finds that Eiji has a really bad bedhead the next morning as he was rushing out of the house to avoid being late, but Eiji makes light of the situation by telling Rin that he was late due to not wanting to wake up from his dream about her. Later that school day, the club is practicing for their performance in the auditorium, and we come across Eiji clutched together attempting to stay warm. To his surprise, someone suddenly puts a jacket over him and he realizes it was Rin. Because she does not know what to say, Rin turns on the tsundere and claims that it's not like she cares about him or anything, it's just that the performance would be in trouble if he caught a cold. But because Eiji is a gentleman and notices that Rin is also cold, he decides to put the jacket on her instead, causing her to blush harder than Rudolph on Christmas Eve. The day of the festival has finally arrived and Rin is happy to find that Eiji is watching her closely as she performs. They decide to walk together a while later, where Rin puts on different personalities to convince Eiji to buy her some chocolates. Her plan takes a left turn, however, when Eiji decides to buy different types of chocolate for each of her personalities. She tells him she will gain too much weight if she eats all of it and only wants one of them. To her delight surprise, Eiji calls her by her first name for the first time as he asks what type of chocolate that she likes. Rin finds that Eiji has caught a cold the next day and whispers to herself that she wishes she can suck it out of him. As Eiji explains that he might have to force himself to go rest at home soon, Rin quickly turns on the tsundere and offers to take him. As she smiles under the mask in excitement, however, the fever has taken over Eiji's body as it forces his body to sleep. When Eiji wakes up, he realizes that the fever has gone down, but is surprised when Rin opens the door and says she has prepared dinner for them. As he slurps his noodles, Eiji asks Rin how his clothes were changed, as he does not really remember what happened, and a blushing Rin hesitantly reveals that she was the one who changed them. Eiji then teases her and calls her a pervert, to which Rin responds by threatening to not cook for him again, and this forces Eiji to furiously apologize, not wanting to miss out on her cooking. Rin suddenly finds herself being confessed to by Eiji, but as she prepares her answer, it turns out that Eiji wanted to confess his love to her tsundere personality. She is slightly disappointed at the outcome, but it only gets worse as Eiji also confesses his love to her bold personality while making a big spectacle of it. He asks her what she thinks of his performance, and she reveals that she actually likes it. This shocks Eiji as he thinks that Rin isn't really into the flashiness, but Rin whispers under her breath that she would not mind it if it is coming from him. It is now Christmas time as Eiji and Rin is coming out of a shop. He asks her if she is okay being with him as everyone else is at the Christmas party, but Rin simply answers yes, as well as shielding him from the snow using an umbrella. As they walked, they start to talk and joke around while Rin brings out each of her personalities, but she finds herself unable to hide her blush when Eiji once again calls her by her first name, while saying he is glad to be with her. Rin is unable to hold herself back from calling Eiji as she has not seen him in a while due to winter break. When she hears his voice, however, her mind goes blank, and she has to resort to using the too cool and uncaring personality to tell Eiji that she wanted to hear his voice. Because Eiji is also excited to hear hers, Rin uses the opportunity to also tell him that she wants to see him, and to her excitement, Eiji proposes that they visit a shrine together. The day of the date has come, and Eiji can't help but drool over Rin when he sees her in her beautiful kimono. Rin finds that her hands have become cold as they wait in line for the shrine, and Eiji offers her a hand warmer. She tells him that the hand warmer is no longer warm, and to her surprise, Eiji offers his hand to her instead, and she blushes redder than a painter's palette on Valentine's Day as she grabs it. As Eiji is staring at the beautiful girl next to him as she prays at the shrine, she opens her eyes and proposes they go get some fortune slips. Rin panics when Eiji proposes they get a fortune slip for each of her personalities and stumbles into him as a result. He asks her if she is okay, but becomes worried when the girl's face suddenly turns red as she tells him it felt like her heart would stop. Unfortunately, Eiji's fortune slip says he will have bad luck. but he becomes confused when Rin's face is nothing but smiles, even though her fortune slip says bad luck as well. School has started once again, and Rin comes across Eiji at the library. She tells him that she is tired of getting failing grades and has started studying for finals early. She then asks Eiji what he is doing in the library, and he tells her he came to borrow books that he can use as props, but he was told no by the librarian. After Eiji tells her he will be in the theater room alone, Rin suddenly realizes that she can start studying tomorrow and asks Eiji if she can come with him. Somehow, they were able to stay at the school overnight, and Eiji calls Rin over by the window to watch the beautiful scenery. As they watch, Rin becomes flustered and blurts out that it looks beautiful. To her jolt, however, Eiji turns on the Riz as he tells her she is even more beautiful, and this causes Rin to use tsundere mode to save herself. After making her feel tingly inside, Rin thinks of Eiji while laying in her bed that night, and says she wants to know how he really feels because she is starting to not be able to hold herself back. She thinks of using the bold personality to confess her love for him, but finds it to be too scary as she does not know how he will respond. While practicing her lines for a play with Eiji, all of the thoughts about that night builds itself and escapes Rin's mouth by suddenly blurting out that she loves when he watches her perform. But before Eiji can respond, Rin immediately claims it was the bold personality that said it. But at this point, Eiji is able to separate Rin from her personalities, and because he knows it was the real Rin that said it, he tells her he loves watching her perform as well, to which Rin responds by headbutting him. I appreciate you for watching. Please leave a like if you're enjoying the story so far, and I will see you next time for part 2.